Disney has removed some fan favorites from the ships, and people are not happy about it. When it comes to food and Disney, they go together hand in hand, especially on the cruise ship. One of the exciting parts of going on a Disney cruise is all that food. Almost all included with the cost of your cruise. It's a great opportunity to try new things, but a lot of times people want to go back again and again for their very favorites, and this is where they're having an issue. We first noticed a hint of this on the Disney Wish room service menu back in 2022. As many of you may know, 24-hour room service is included with the cost of your cruise on Disney Cruise Line. It is important to note there are a few items on that menu that are not included. They will be designated as an additional charge. Room service is also available from the moment you get your stateroom on the ship until 2 a.m. the night before you leave. Even though there is no additional cost for these items on the room service menu, you do want to make sure and budget a tip for the crew member that's bringing you your food. $1 or $2 per item is a good way to go. We do about $2 an item depending on how many items there are. You can do that in cash or through the app now. They have a limited menu, but it has a lot of favorites on it. In particular, the BLT was a huge fan favorite. Look at all the bacon on this sandwich. In addition to that, they have also removed macaroni and cheese, the steak panini, and the key lime pie. So back in 2022, Disney Cruise Line launched their newest ship, the Disney Wish. Their latest room service change came in 2022 after the launching, and it does not have a lot of these fan favorites anymore. This menu also popped up on the recent transatlantic on the Disney Dream, so it could stand to reason that they are going to change the entire room service menu on all of the ships as time goes by. At first, we did think this Disney Dream change on the transatlantic might be just due to supply and demand because it's going from the US to Europe. Plus, it's the first time the Disney Dream has ever been over there, so it's a perfect opportunity for them to update some menus. Why this is so interesting is Disney Cruise Line very, very rarely changes their menus. As a matter of fact, about the only time you're going to get new menus from them is with a new ship or new port. There are actually a couple of occasions recently where they do have some new menus. We're going to go into that in the next video. For now, I really want to focus on this room service change because room service is available on all of the ships, so it is interesting to see that they have changed the menus. What I was really surprised to see, though, was they took off the pepperoni flatbread and the margarita flatbread. While the Disney Dream still has the pepperoni and margarita on their room service menu, the Disney Wish does not. They have replaced these with a lamb and beef pied and a spinach and feta pied. I think the spinach and feta is probably actually pretty good. From my understanding, these are basically Turkish flatbreads, and I'm pretty sure I probably pronounced that pied word wrong, but there we go. Another favorite is this all hands on deck cheese platter. Now this one is staying for now. However, many years ago, Disney Cruise Line did remove the all hands on deck cheese platter from their room service menu, and they definitely heard from the fans. I think it was gone for a month, maybe two, before it was back on the menus again. Why would such a simple cheese plate be such a big deal? I think it's because of their carry-on policies. You're allowed to bring on 2 bottles of wine or champagne or 6 bottles or cans of beer per person over 21 per port. Because of this, a lot of people will enjoy wine and cheese in the stateroom or on the veranda, especially while getting ready for dinner. I'm the first to admit that there's a ton of food on Disney Cruise and I eat a lot of it, but I still always make a little bit of room for that all hands on deck cheese platter. Because of the backlash when they tried to change the all hands on deck cheese platter, I will not be surprised if some of these fan favorites show up again. In particular, these are the BLT, that bacon, lettuce, and tomato, of course, with a lot of bacon, which is what makes it such a favorite. They used to have a chicken Caesar salad as well as a Greek salad. They are so good. I'm so bummed to see these not on the menu anymore. They do have a grilled salmon salad, arugula, and romaine lettuce salad, so there are some options, just not quite as good. Another item that was really surprising is they actually took the macaroni and cheese off of the room service menu. I am surprised to see this. They do have a penne bolognese that you can get. Obviously, that's tomato, not cheese, very different, but if you have kids that really love pasta, that might work out. That being said, it does have the chicken tenders, which are a huge fan favorite with Disney cruisers. I have not tried them myself, but people do rave about them. What I have tried, though, is their French fries. They are so good. Make sure you give those a try while you're on the ship. I was also intrigued to see that they do have a new crisp plant-based chicken sandwich on this menu. I have not seen anything like that before, especially on their room service menu, so I do like the addition of that one. One of the last favorites that is now gone is key lime pie. Oh my goodness, their key lime pie was so good. I really hope they bring that back. A couple of things that you might want to know that are not on the menu, at least they're not listed, is they do have Mickey bars. Make sure you request one of those if you're a fan. They also have the chocolate chip cookies, which you can use to make a ice cream sandwich with the Mickey bars, or you can get warm cookies and milk for bedtime. That is fun as well. They also used to have Uncrustables, which is obviously a huge favorite with the tiny humans. You can take those off the ship if they still have them. Just remember they need to be sealed in order to take them off the ship. They also used to have a cake of the day listed on the menu. I am not seeing this on here anymore, so that's another thing you can check into as well while you're on the ship. Obviously, there's a ton of food on Disney Cruise Line. You don't have to have these items from room service. Probably can even get a chicken Caesar salad at some of the other meals on board. Their Greek salad, the steak panini, and that BLT, those are the huge misses for me. I really hope they bring those back soon. Of course, room service is very handy when you've got hungry tiny humans or just stuck in the room for a little while. And even though we're not ever stuck in the room, I still like to get a chicken Caesar salad and maybe some warm cookies and milk. And just as a side note, there was another little interesting change that we've seen going around lately. There are definitely fans who really love the popcorn and popcorn bucket. The popcorn buckets can be a nice, affordable souvenir, and some people just really love popcorn. I know I do. I don't typically take the popcorn bucket back on the ship, but historically you have been able to do that. You could get a popcorn bucket from the parks, the cruise, it doesn't matter. You can bring it back in your suitcase and they will refill it for you. It is like $1.50 or $2 charge to get it refilled, but it's certainly larger than the little paper popcorn containers that they sell. Recently on the Disney Wonder, there has actually been a little bit of a pushback about those popcorn buckets. If it was not purchased on your cruise on that ship, they are not going to refill it. I'm not exactly sure why, or if they're going to change that across all of the ships. It does seem like they are implementing little changes, seeing how those go, and then spreading them out to the other ships. It is the perfect time for them to do that, with new ships coming up in the next few years, 3 of them to be exact. It's the perfect opportunity to create new menus, and they have to create new menus for those restaurants as well because they are so unique. Even though these are not always welcome changes, I do think it's a dynamic that we're going to continue to see over the next few years. I will not be surprised at all if after 4 or 5 years they have another 10-year gap with changing menus. They really don't change them very often historically anyway, and of course that's why people get such an expectation of having their favorites every time they return. Time will tell obviously how these roll out to the rest of the ships, or if they do at all. I'm really sure they will. They almost always have the same room service menu on every ship. I think the reason this did change is because of the new ship, the Wish. They decided to take an opportunity to make some updates. At least that's my speculation. I've seen some quotes in Disney Cruise Facebook groups, one in particular that speaks right to the heart of this. One group wants more change in the menus and another wants no change. You can't please everybody all of the time, but fans will definitely miss their favorites. While Disney Cruise Line has been a little bit behind as far as changes, it is something that's fairly consistent within the hospitality industry that menus will change. Obviously, tastes evolve. You want to try new things. Ingredient availability will fluctuate with supply and demand, and it's just kind of up in the air when changes might occur. Disney Cruise Line has really stuck to their fan favorites, so I understand some of the disappointment. While we may miss the mac and cheese and the BLT sandwiches, who knows? There might be some exciting new additions to the menu. There's a salmon salad on there that's very popular already. While the room service menu does have unique offerings that will play a role in creating those memorable moments, it's nice to have change. Share something new with one of your family members. There's always the buffet and quick service. You can go get some food, bring it back to your room if you really want to. I think one of the things people will probably miss the most is the macaroni and cheese, especially because of tiny humans. But hey, I like macaroni and cheese and I'm not such a tiny human anymore. Obviously, this is no reason not to go on a Disney cruise. These are not make or break details, and just because they remove some beloved items doesn't mean they can't bring them back or have new ones that are equally as loved very soon. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. That really does help us out. Share this with a friend if you like. Put it in the Facebook group for your cruise. Have you noticed any of your favorites leaving the menus recently? Or what are you most looking forward to trying when you're on the ship? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't seen it yet, our last video has all the updates from Disney Cruise for the first 3 months of the year. And it's always good to watch this everything you need to know in 2023. I really love assisting you and your families with the perfect Disney vacation. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining in the Disney fun. We'll see you real soon with some more DisNEEDS.